Hey everybody, Daniel here. Here I'm going to be tying actually a popper fly using these little foam heads here. I was thinking of going with a pinkish color. Try to imitate some shrimp patterns. I'm also thinking about throwing some legs in there and then maybe mixing it up and just tossing some eyes onto the popper head itself. Been fishing up here in the Panhandle area. The water's really dark. Didn't really get much luck until I started using a popping cork with bait on the end of it. Had to give in and try to go for bait, so this is my alternative to having to use bait all the time. I'm going to try to make a shrimp pattern and see if I can't find some redfish that want to try to get onto some poppers. Something that makes a little bit of noise in the dark water, and maybe they'll come up and take a bite out of it. I'm also going to be listening to music, so hope you don't mind. I'm using a pink bucktail because pink, think shrimp, and it's actually one of the only pink things I have as far as patterns go. So I figure if I could try to imitate something that looks like a shrimp and then have it popping on top of the water, might be able to get some redfish to be curious. The ones I did catch were only about 10 to 12 inches, so really nothing big at all. But after having 3 previous trips of catching nothing, wasn't really complaining. Not to mention I did catch a ladyfish on my last cast, which is why my videos and basically my whole logo is Last Cast Adventures. I'm always the guy that likes to throw that last cast. So, in that instance, with the ladyfish, it did in fact work. And I caught a fish on the last cast, which is a really nice feeling when you're about to head home. It's kind of like that last little effort and be like, yes, I was successful. So when you're tying flies, if you actually go to where spinnerbait section are, usually you can find them up in Bass Pro Shops, you can buy those skirts there, and those skirts work really, really well. I mean, it's the same legs that they sell in like the fly sections, but it's cheaper and you get more. So tying small little knots here and there, and then you gotta tie down the legs a little bit. If you're doing the saltwater, you gotta use the 210 denier. Sorry about the ads. Can't really do much about that one. But anyway, you can save some money by buying just the offset products and working with them with that. So not only am I gonna do the legs, but I'm gonna do a little bit more deer hair that's closer to the body hair. So I go ahead and clip it kind of like that, and then for the first bit you want to just tie it up here. Mind you, I haven't tied in a while, so maybe a little rusty. Apologize if the video quality isn't the best, but I'm trying here. Hope you guys like country. And one thing, I've never had a strong grasp in, nor have I really gone too much into it, is actually spinning body hair so tight that you could shave it with a razor. That's just one thing I haven't really looked into too much. I've attempted to, but I always break the thread, and it just seems to be more of a hassle. So I usually just try to avoid that one altogether. So when you're working with these foam heads, you want to make sure that you don't put too much material too far forward. Because if you put too too far forward, then you can't really slide the head back on. So this time when I cut the fur, which honestly I probably should have done the first time, but whatever, I'm winging it. I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut off these tag ends up here. So now I've got a little more body like that. A little bit closer to a body hair style. I recommend if you are looking to actually spin deer hair, is to just straight up go get body hair. Body hair is meant specifically for spinning deer hair, for making those big heads. And alright, so right now got the pink there, kind of swirled the tail up to keep those back tail feathers or fur together. Got a little bit more legs coming up over here, kind of building the head. Again, it's not really pretty. Most of my flies aren't the prettiest, but they usually do catch fish. And in my book, that's the more important thing. I say there are two kind of flies. The flies that catch the fish, and the flies that catch the fishermen. When you go to a lot of different places like Bass Pro or any other fly shop really, most of those catch the fishermen. But a fly for fly fishing ain't crap if it don't catch the fish. So the hook I'm using is a 1/0, very basic mustad hook. Most of your saltwater needs, you're going to want to do a 1/0 or a size 1. That'll pretty much handle most of your fish. Saltwater, they've got harder mouths and tend to have bigger mouths, so they like to have it be a little bit, you know, bigger, stronger hook. Other people go with fancy hooks, cost a little bit more, you get less. I'm not really that kind. I just go with what I can afford and what works. I also like to have always size 4s as well. You know, another eagle claw, mustad hook, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, it's laser sharp eagle claw. Size 4, size 1, and 1/0 are usually pretty good. You can catch anything from tarpon to snook, sharks, usually small tarpon. If you get too big of a tarpon, it'll probably bend your hook. So don't get upset for me if you get one on a 1/0 hook unless you buy one of those more expensive hooks. You just gotta kind of see what works for you, but the mustad bulk hooks are usually well enough to last for most of your fishing needs. They last pretty well during, so they don't rust, so they're actually pretty good with that. My sister a while back gave me, or for a Christmas present, this little holder. Got all your line holders here, so obviously you can separate it. A couple of your different bobbins for the line, a couple of pairs of scissors, different kind of glue. The Loon Outdoors hardhead glue, definitely more extreme, durable, lasts a while. And then your typical nail polish also works as good glue. For those of you that are new to fly fishing, you can get away with nail polish. Like I said, don't have to spend money on certain things when you can go to other places and buy more for less money. So now that I have the body basically done, might trim it up later, I'm not really sure. I could just keep it, it's not that big of a deal. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of the nail polish, after actually putting more thread on the base of the hook. What that does is add a little bit of grip, so when I go ahead and coat it with the nail polish, it has something to grab onto. And then take a little foam head, which as far as these go, these little foam heads like this, you're going to want to buy these from your fly shop, just because I think they're a little bit hard to make. I will just go ahead and do that. Won't make that one, but I prefer to make most of my stuff. Now it comes with a little end. You kind of got to hold the back of your fly. You got to fit it in there. Sometimes they don't go all the way through, so you can always take your needle and kind of pierce it. I no longer have a needle. I'm not sure where it went. Probably threw it away. So I'm just kind of having to force this one on, and got a little bit of glue on my foot. But anyway, yeah, so now I have fit the head completely on there. Now you can see it from that angle and this angle. The legs are simply just to kind of have maybe a little feel if a fish bites it. I actually don't think I will go ahead and trim this one up. I might just leave it like this. But you can see how the head comes out right about there. Alright, so there you have that. I apologize, my mom is texting me pictures from my family up in North Carolina. They got hit by the hurricane. Everyone's fine, but she just wants to update me. So that would be my phone going off like crazy. Now, I used to have needles. There's one right there. Any of your typical little sewing needle, little needle with a little head on it, just like that, works great. So what you do, you get your basic stick-on ones. I normally don't like eyes just for the fact that they don't tend to stay. Some people swear you gotta have eyes on your bait. I don't. I've caught fish on flies with eyes, which later on ended up falling off because so many fish bit it, and the fish didn't seem to care whether there was eyes on there or not. And then most of my flies just come without eyes because they do fall off, and it really doesn't make a difference. I catch fish with eyes, I can catch fish without eyes. That's how you imitate the bait. And if you make a bait look a lot more wounded, that fish is not going to care if it's got eyes, if it's got 3 eyes, or if it's got no eyes. So, just my little 2 cents on it. Alright, so now that I've got the eyes on there, you can see the eyes. Honestly, it's not really going to make a difference, but I thought it'd look a little bit better. So now I'm going to take the loon head, or the hard stuff, and you're going to want to make sure that you get a lot of that extra glue off, or else you will completely coat the fly and it will kind of just fall down to the bottom. So tapping it a little bit allows it to drop out, maybe smear it on the side. And now you just do a nice little coat right around the eye. That's sort of extra protection. And then this little vise isn't bad. I just got this before I left Bass Pro, which is why you hear me talk about them a lot. And it's not a high quality vise, but I actually used to use a clamp, like that you clamp wood into, or little train sets, or anything that you need sturdy. I used to use that, and yeah, I used to lug that around to fly tying classes and pull it out and clamp it right to the table. Well, it got rusted after some time and kind of got old, so I decided to switch it up. And now I've got this. It's pretty affordable. I think it was only like 40 bucks. I don't know, I got a good discount. So now, here we go. I've got the fly. Here, my little trash bin. Let's see. Nah, it's not really gonna work. Hey, look, Florida Gulf Coast. Anyway, so now, kind of get a better idea of what's going on right there. Well, thanks for watching. I just kind of wanted to tie a fly, and I figured I'd show you my face and kind of just tie up some little ideas here. I will definitely take some video footage when I do use this fly, and hopefully I'll catch some fish on it, actually show you that it works. I'm not the only one that fished over here. This is actually the follow-up video. I took the popper out to the only place I've been able to find fish pretty frequently, and this day I actually was having a really good day, so I devoted this video to me catching, well, tying a fly and then catching a fish on it. And then the part 2 is all the other fish I caught in the same day. It was a really good day. I think I caught 6 or 7 redfish, which is the most redfish I've ever caught in a day. Anyway, pay close attention.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't even looking. Oh my gosh, this is a big fish. Holy crap. Oh. Like I said, I don't normally reel in, but when it's in a scenario like this, that is a big redfish. Or maybe even a black drum, I don't really know. But I will swim if I have to for this one. Yeah, just like any other rod. Oh crap, there's oysters down there. I remember seeing them earlier. Come on, come on, come on, stay out of there, stay out of there, stay out of there, stay out of there.
As you can probably tell, my adrenaline is just pumping through my veins right now. I'm just so on edge and so excited right now.
I might need to start bringing my net. Let me have a look at you. Just give me a sight. Yeah, big red. Nice. Okay. Oh, look at that pink popper. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much I'm shaking right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, you are absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh my word. Guys, redfish for me is like once in a blue moon. And today alone, I've already caught 3. So I am a little psyched right now. Single spot, both sides. My tape measure's all the way there. Once, 25 inches right there. Oh wait, let me stop this woman. Hey ma'am! Ma'am! Hey, come here. That's freaking intense. I got a woman to driving by to stop and take my picture. So that'll be on the video as well. Wow, that was crazy. I haven't been able to catch redfish consistently in like ever. So this is already awesome. Maybe Tallahassee isn't so bad. It's a drive some distance to get here, but definitely worth it. And the fish swam away healthy. So we're all good there. Alright, let's see what else we can catch. I'm gonna add to how the fly looks. You can see the eyes are already starting to come off. You can see where the glue is and how dirty the fly is. I told you, eyes don't last that long.
Hope you enjoyed part 1 of this video. Part 2 will be up next week. Please subscribe and like the videos.